Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's check patch notes 2.5. Big thank you to Gameforge for providing these patch notes to me so we can together check and analyze all the most important features and interesting changes which are coming with this new update. Before we start, let me just say subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of Aion classic videos in the future. Okay, let's do it. Boys and girls, here we have official patch notes 2.5. Lady Seal's Call, that is official name of the patch note. You will see here many interesting changes, and actually I was always kind of thinking, I already know what will be in patch notes 2.5 from Korea, from North America. I have already played Aion Classic 2.5 version in Korea and in North America, so I know everything what will happen. Nevertheless, I was still surprised. Look how many pages we have here. There are so many interesting changes, and some changes are very specific for European version of the game. Let's dive into this video. Let me show you. I will not turn this into reading session, because when I will want to read all of this text, you can see here, this video would last about 2 hours. Approximately 2 hours this would last. Nevertheless, I will not do that. I will give you my recap, most interesting and important information. So let's check what we have here. First thing first, right? A new dungeon. There will be a few new dungeons, let's call it like that. First of these dungeons, they are calling it here Tempus for European version of the game. What kind of dungeon is this? This is a solo player dungeon. You can enter it once per week. That was also same in Korea and in North America. Entry level 55. Wednesday is reset 9 a.m. What to say about this dungeon? First, check a dedicated video on my YouTube channel. I have one video specifically regarding Tempus. Just a guide how to play Tempus or Tempus guide on YouTube. You'll find my video regarding Tempus, full gameplay step-by-step guide. Is it easy? It's not easy. Is it really hard? So, I would say. You cannot do it naked with your character. You need to have some gear on your character, obviously. What is the reward on the end? Reward on the end is AP. You're getting some kind of icon or goblet which you can actually transfer into AP. Regarding this dungeon, it's actually first time seen in World of Aion. Never similar anything was like that. Interesting dungeon, beautiful graphic design, a little bit of puzzle to solve. You need to come to one room which is having moving platforms. You need to jump from one platform to another. It is a little bit complicated, you will see. Nevertheless, it's lots of fun. The bad thing, what I can say, I wish over there, at least in Korea, reward was really a low amount of AP. I wish maybe they will change for European version of the game. They'll put a little bit of more of AP. But from my side, one constructive criticism, they should put better reward. Why? This is only one time per week. This is not dungeon which you will run like every day. Only once per week, a Tempus, really amazing dungeon, beautiful dungeon, and then on the end, you get really a low amount of AP. Maybe they should give a little bit better reward, maybe something additionally to AP, or bigger amount of AP, whatever, they should increase reward on the end. Nevertheless, Tempus, really exciting. I can highly recommend you try to play it after release. Let's go forward with next thing here, Padmarashka. Yeah, what to say about Padmarashka? You can see here reset is daily, once per day, 6 players dungeon, 6 players boss, one of the legendary bosses of Aion. Padmarashka is here. I will not talk about Padmarashka too much, because you can check about 100 videos on YouTube regarding Padmarashka guides. You know what is Padmarashka, a really amazing addition to update 2.5. What else do we have here? Empyrean Crucible instance and Empyrean Crucible Challenge instance. One of these dungeons is for group, another solo, something what we have seen already in the past. Also new dungeons for update 2.5. Then we have here Deathly Chamber instance. This is for 3 players. It's written here from 2 to 3 players, but you will need 3 players. I have run this dungeon in Korea with 3 players, together with other 2 players, and it was not that easy. Reset, you can see here, once per week. A reward AP. As I remember, a reward was AP against some kind of goblets or icons. Interesting. Interesting dungeon, not so easy. You will need 3 players pretty much geared up at least to some point. Not like really amazing gear, but at least decent gear. You can check, I think I have made also one video regarding this dungeon, but I don't remember the name, because name for Korean version of the game, it was different. Deathly Chamber, it was not for sure. Let's go forward. What else do we have here? This is regarding adjusted difficulty of a liberated Beshmurti temple, reduced Cyclonica storming HP by 10%. This is good. Changes to stigmas, increase the chance to receive stigmas from antique treasure chest in Haramel to 100%. Also for NTC. There are many changes. You'll see later. You can read these patch notes for yourself, but I want to give you a recap of most interesting information here. What else do we have here? Arena. The Arena of Discipline could be entered by 3 players. They have fixed some things regarding Arena of Discipline. Fortress Battle. This is important. Obviously, sieges now will not drop any more medals like they used in the past. Azure Gold medal. We are now getting in lower Abyss sieges, which is kind of normal. They will drop still gold medals. That's kind of normal. And silver. However, other sieges will drop platinum medals and platinum fragments, which you need them to buy ABG or GBG, new Eternal Set level 55. That is very important, I would say. Many players are waiting for that. With update 2.5, I have to admit I'm also waiting for that. We are getting new armor, a level 55 Eternal one. In Osmo side, they call it ABG, for Ilios side GBG, and that armor you can buy with platinum medals. You can see here, again, I will not read to you this, everything, this makes no sense to read you so much data, but obviously sieges will drop mostly, except a lower Abyss siege will not drop platinum medals. However, a lower Abyss siege will still drop gold and silver medals. So if you need gold and silver medals, go to lower Abyss siege. Regarding the schedule for the siege, I didn't see any kind of changes, but I will check when we get update 2.5. What is this? Sanctification. I love that word. But it's actually conditioning. So it's nothing new in the world of Aion. We have already seen this in the past. Sanctification is the, I will say, new system in Aion Classic. Your gear will have conditioning effect. That means not augmentation. Augmentation is something else. You need to pay AP to have that effect. However, for sanctification or conditioning, you need to pay with Kina, a certain amount of Kina for every part of the gear to get special effect on that part of the gear. Of course, when your gear is used, that effect will get depleted, you will lose it, and then you need to pay Kina again to have that effect full. We have seen that in the past, nothing new, but interesting absolutely. Combat talent, this is something amazing. We are waiting for this for a long time. Combat talent is actually gear score. Gear score, many other MMORPGs have it. Now Aion Classic also have it. You will see ranking list depending on this combat talent. Basically what is calculated? Gear which you have on you. Stats, everything, mana stones in your gear, enchantment level of your gear will be calculated. There will be certain rewards which you will be able to get once per character, depending on how high you have this combat talent. And I hope in the future they will include this combat talent, this gear score, into matchmaking system. Because you probably know that if you are playing Aion, that usually when you go, it doesn't matter, are you making pre-made group or are you going quick apply? If you play Dredgen or Tiark, you are either getting very powerful groups which are wiping you in 5 seconds, either you wipe somebody else in 5 seconds. Now, that is not good. It will be good to have group, your opponent, to have some group which is equal to you to some point. Then you would have more interesting PvP. Now, this combat talent, gear score, when NCSoft would implement this into matchmaking system, there is possibility for that for future updates 2.7 and 3.0. We already know that from Korea. That could change a lot. That would make much more interesting PvP in Tiark, in Dredgen, everywhere basically, later in some other dungeons. You would get group which is equal to some point to your group. And you would have interesting PvP. That is amazing. So combat talent, check already details. I already made one video where I explain a little bit more details regarding gear score. Just to let you know, for patch notes, we are getting gear score in update 2.5. Balaurea, let's check changes here. Added new world bosses to Silentera Canyon. Okay, time Saturday 11 p.m. Yeah, there are many things. I wouldn't say this is some major thing. This is important, absolutely. Let's check. There are some other major changes which I need to show you in a second. Let's go down a little bit. Some changes regarding Ingison and Gelkvalos, regarding the quest. This is not a small update. I'm now surprised. I was actually a little bit surprised when I have get these patch notes from Gameforge. Again, big thank you for Gameforge for providing these patch notes to me so I can make video. I was surprised how huge are changes. Campaign quests add a new campaign. Don't worry, there is no new level cap. There is no new class. That is waiting for us in update 2.7 and 2.8. New class is coming, Executioner. You will see. I will see it also when we get 2.7 here in Europe, right? We know that from Korea. Changes to Tiark, to Chantra Dredgen, stuff like that. Let's go down a little bit. There is something else I want to show you here. Probably there is possibility I'll miss something important here. I already checked these patch notes. I already studied it. There are so many changes, right? And okay, this is interesting. I want to give you a recap of most important changes. So here we have increased the daily sales limit to 2 million kina, irrespective of level. This is interesting change, okay? Crafting skill points, expert master can now be relinquished, okay? NPC skills. Okay, regarding the skills, let's go down. I want to show you here all the way down. Here we go. This is important, right? So we are getting skill changes for all classes. Now, regarding skill changes 2.5, I already have dedicated video on my YouTube channel when they have implemented these skill changes back then in Korea. That was maybe 1 year ago. I have dedicated video talking only about skill changes. So don't worry, I will not read to you now skill for each class. Look at this. This is massive. This is huge, right? Check patch notes regarding skill changes. Are we getting some kind of big nerf or buff for certain classes? No. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. I think that intention from NCSoft regarding these skill changes for all classes was to make some kind of balance better. That's it. Balance Lab. They have actually Balance Lab patch notes over there every now and then in Korea. What are they trying to do? When they see some kind of big change, if some class is much more powerful than other class, if they see some class is too weak comparing to other classes, it doesn't matter, is it PvP or PvE or PV or some kind of damage or healing or whatever. They are trying to make some kind of balance. That would be the main purpose, and I don't think that any of the classes here, even the changes for some classes are bigger, for some are not that big. I don't think that any of the classes here have get some kind of big nerf or any kind of big buff. Check already dedicated video on my YouTube channel regarding skill changes. For these patch notes, that would be it. And you can see, check this out. They are massive. This is a big patch note, and there are lots of small changes, but most important changes, I would say, Padmarashka, Tempus, new dungeons, Crucible Challenge, and Empyrean Crucible, also combat talent, changes to crafting a little bit, skill changes for all classes. That is something huge. New Eternal Gear, ABG, GBG set. That would be the most important changes of update 2.5. 2.5 update, absolutely positive update. One step forward from NCSoft into positive direction regarding everything in general. And what is most important, one step forward into direction of update 2.7, which will get us new class, Executioner, 2.8 new level cap 58, and then 3.0 update new class, martial artist kind of class, kung fu kind of class. That is amazing. 2.7, 2.8 and 3.0 are really good updates. New stigmas, new dungeons, new classes, new level cap, new abyss gear level 60. That is coming in the future. So this update 2.5 is a big step forward into that direction. This means that we will probably get update 2.7 in Europe very early 2024. Maybe February, maybe March. Who knows? We'll see about that in the future. However, for this evening, I wanted to share with you these patch notes 2.5. Like I said, the positive changes, lots of interesting changes. And if you are interested into Aion Classic, check lots of videos on my YouTube channel. I am playing and I am live streaming this game daily. Oh, well, I'm not live streaming for last 11 years, but I'm playing this game for last 11 years. Stay tuned for lots of content on my YouTube channel. Also, on December 16, check my live stream on Twitch. special Christmas Aion party will be up. I can tease you now a little bit regarding this event. It will be something really interesting. Not only me, but also other content creators with Gameforge together. We have prepared something for you. Stay tuned. December 16 on Twitch, you'll see me live streaming special event and other content creators. And yeah, for this evening, I wanted to show you details and all the most important information of Patch Notes 2.5. Thank you for watching the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch to see more of Aion classic content in the future. See you soon.